Gumball does a lot of things well. He's a good son, brother, and boyfriend, but he's gotta be one of the worst students ever. He's cheated on tests, destroyed school property, shot arrows at teachers, caused explosions, and so much more. So today, we're calculating exactly how many days Gumball would spend in detention for everything he's done. And trust me, it's a lot. Starting with the episode, The Lesson, where Gumball tries to cheat on his math test. Gumball and Darwin are supposed to be studying for their math test, but they get bored and start messing around instead. The next day, they're panicking because they didn't study, so they try to eat pages from the textbook to absorb the information. Turns out, they were eating the wrong book. With only 10 minutes left, they decide to cheat by writing all the answers on Darwin's body.
We're gonna flunk the test.
Unless...
What?
We could... You know, we could...
Obviously, they get caught, and Principal Brown gives them spring break detention. But it doesn't stop there. While in detention, Gumball ends up owing protection to Julius, one of the detention inmates, which forces him to steal school plans from Principal Brown's desk. When he steals a paperclip, spoons, a rake, and a rope to help Julius escape, this causes absolute chaos in the detention room, and Gumball, Darwin, and Julius attempt a full prison break. They crawl through the vents, accidentally wake up Principal Brown, and set off a detention break alarm. Gumball then angers Julius so much that his fuse goes off and he literally explodes the vent.
You double-crossing nerd.
Well played.
They try using the rake and rope as a grapple hook, but fail miserably, breaking one of the school windows in the process. In the end, they escape by jumping off the roof and landing on cement. So let's tally up the damage. Cheating on a test, theft on school property, aiding in a prison break, destruction of school property, and escaping detention. That's easily another month of detention, but considering Principal Brown says they still have to come back tomorrow, Gumball's looking at way more than that. But while Gumball's detention sentence keeps piling up, things only get worse in The Curse. The episode starts with Gumball having the worst day of his life. He gets flushed down the toilet, dragged to school by his finger after missing the bus, and gets stomped on by Hector, leaving his clothes completely shredded. Principal Brown forces him to wear ill-fitting short trunks and a fedora from the Lost and Found.
This school has a dress code. These rags are obscene. Get to Lost and Found. They'll provide you with something more suitable.
But Principal Brown...
There you go. Much better.
You've got to be kidding me.
You're in luck.
Banana Joe laughs at him, so Gumball insults him back. But of course, Principal Brown walks in at the worst possible moment, takes it the wrong way, and sentences Gumball to detention.
Hey, where did you get your clothes? The swim shop and the hat shop?
Where did you get your brain from? The dollar store?
7 hours detention for hurting my feelings.
After realizing he might be cursed, Gumball and Darwin try to reverse his bad luck, but nothing works. During detention, Principal Brown just stares at him intensely. Once Brown leaves, Gumball notices all the hazards in the room. Then, Brown slams the door, setting off a chain reaction that causes pencils to fly at Gumball, a fan to break a radiator cap, and gas to fill the room. Gumball runs out just as the entire detention room explodes, launching him into a mop bucket. I mean, at least he's not in detention anymore.
I forgot to slam the door in anger. I'm so glad I confiscated it. Watterson, what are you doing?
His bad luck keeps going as he rides the mop bucket down the Elmore Expressway, dodging disasters left and right until he falls into a gorge and ends up in a hospital. So what's the damage here? Insulting a teacher, causing a detention room to explode, and destroying half the school in the process. That's at least 2 weeks of detention. But things get even messier when his mom gets involved in The Meddler. The episode picks up with Nicole feeling guilty for not spending enough time with Gumball, so she decides to follow him to school and give him attention all week. At first, it seems harmless, but Nicole takes it way too far. She hides in his locker, helps him stand up to Tina by exposing her insecurities, and basically humiliates him in front of everyone.
Maybe you need to talk with your mouth shut.
Is that really the way you talk to girls?
Mom, if you're seriously going to follow us around all day, do you really need to hold my hand?
Yes.
Hey, Mom, need a diaper for that baby?
Gumball, are you really gonna take that?
She just owns you. What?
Try this.
I'd just like to say that maybe you only bully people because you're insecure about your walnut-sized brain and the fact that you smell like a sweaty butcher.
Yeah, that was funny. But good luck when Tina comes back and your mom's not around to hold your hand.
Things get worse when Gumball accidentally runs into Principal Brown while trying to escape his mom. The collision causes Principal Brown's hair to catch fire multiple times, and with Nicole's help, Gumball ends up getting 8 hours of detention. The next day, Nicole continues embarrassing him by bathing him in the school shower room and burping him like a baby during lunch. Then, Nicole tries to help Gumball flirt with Penny by telling her that he loves her and wants to take her out, but Gumball panics and tells Penny he never liked her and never will, making her leave in tears.
Hey, isn't that the girl you like?
Mom, no!
Excuse me, Penny. My baby has something to say to you. He'd like to take you out on a date.
That's not true.
He loves you.
No, I don't! I don't love Penny and I never will!
Well, thanks for being honest with me.
No, wait!
Enraged, Gumball finally snaps and tells his mom to go home. Later, Gumball calls Nicole back because he made things worse by trying out for the cheerleading squad to win Penny back. His performance is so terrible that he scores a 0 from both judges, but somehow Penny makes the team because of it. So what did Gumball do wrong here? Running into Principal Brown and causing his hair to catch fire, plus whatever chaos Nicole caused on his behalf. That's another week of detention easy. But Gumball's punishment is about to get way longer in the society. Gumball is auditioning for the school play when he disappoints Mr. Small with his terrible acting and Robin Hood outfit. Gumball complains that the play is boring, and when Mr. Small asks him to audition properly, Gumball decides to give him a literal headshot by shooting a toy arrow straight at his head. In Principal Brown's office, Gumball gets detention for the rest of the month for shooting an arrow at a teacher, but when he tries to demonstrate what actually happened to get a lighter punishment, he accidentally flips a paperclip into Principal Brown's eye, making him fall out of a window. Bro really thought that would help his case. Principal Brown extends his punishment to 3 months of detention. Later in the schoolyard, Gumball becomes convinced that there's a secret society in school controlling everything, and he's determined to find it. He tries doing a secret handshake with Principal Brown, but when that doesn't work, he sets off the fire alarm and sprinklers. In the library, he rotates a bookshelf looking for a secret lever, which causes a domino effect that squishes multiple students under the falling shelves. Gumball then hides inside Tobias's body to spy on him, which eventually leads to him sneezing and knocking Tobias out cold. He also searches beneath the clothes of students and teachers, upsetting everyone. The students and teachers get so fed up, they create a fake secret society just to get him to stop.
What is he doing?
He thinks he's a failure because he's not a member of some secret society at school.
The only way to stop him is to give him what he wants.
Whatever it takes to stop that kid, we're doing it right now! Welcome to the super secret, powerful, big, secret, powerful society meeting initiation.
Gumball falls for it completely, and even does dangerous trials, including nearly jumping off the school rooftop. So let's add it up. Shooting a teacher with an arrow, assaulting Principal Brown twice, setting off fire alarms, destroying library shelves, and harassing students. That's easily another 6 months of detention, and somehow, things only get worse in The Mystery. The episode starts with Gumball opening his locker, and something wrapped in toilet paper falls out.
Because you can have cheesecake, but you can't have cake cheese.
A crowd gathers because it smells and looks disgusting. When Miss Simeon rips off part of the wrapping, it's revealed that Principal Brown was inside, shaved and painted green. Miss Simeon demands to know who did this and threatens everyone with detention if no one admits to it. Gumball decides to investigate and finds out there are only 4 people who stayed after school: himself, Penny, Rocky, and Darwin. He starts looking for clues and finds green paint on Penny's pom-poms, missing hair on Rocky's hand, and toilet paper stuck to Darwin's shoe. Darwin even admits to doing it, calling himself a monster. But Carmen points out that she saw him on the bus after school. Since Gumball was the only other person who stayed after school, he ends up accusing himself. Miss Simeon walks in right as he does this, which is enough proof for her to give him detention. Gumball tries to buy time by saying he'll get crucial evidence, but he just runs away instead. Miss Simeon offers no homework to whoever catches him, leading to a massive chase through the school.
That's all the proof I need. You're coming with me, Watterson.
Wait! You're forgetting one bit of crucial evidence. I'll just go and get it.
He's not coming back, is he?
No.
No homework for the one who catches him!
Eventually, Bobbert shows everyone security footage, revealing what really happened. Principal Brown's door flew open and hit him, causing him to fall down the stairs, wrap himself in Darwin's toilet paper trail, slam into Penny's wet painting, fall face first into Rocky's hair loss chemicals, and land in Gumball's locker. The real culprit? Miss Simeon, who opened the door. She erases Bobbert's memory and walks away. So what's Gumball guilty of here? Well, technically nothing, but he did get detention and ran from the authorities. That's at least another week added to his sentence. But while this one wasn't entirely his fault, the fight definitely is. Gumball comes home covered in cheese after Tina held him upside down for his lunch money, tore his homework to shreds, and shoved his face into his lunch. Anais realizes he's being bullied and calls Tina to threaten her, but Tina misunderstands and thinks Gumball is challenging her to a fight after school the next day. Richard tries to teach Gumball a fighting technique called the bunny hop, which consists of curling into a ball, throwing your lunch money at the bully, and then running into a fence.
But that's okay, because Daddy's here to teach you an old family technique that got me out of trouble. It's called the bunny hop. Come on, don't be shy. Try to take my lunch money. Ah, don't hurt me! Here's my lunch money and my lunch. That was step one. Ah.
It doesn't work. Gumball and Anais then visit Mr. Small's office for help, but as soon as they mention Tina Rex, all the color drains from his face and he shoves them out the door. Darwin tries to help by making Gumball a bully-proof suit of armor out of cardboard boxes and a trash can, but when he tests it with a hockey stick, it fails miserably.
Okay, time to put it to the test. Ready?
Okay.
Ow! 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 Hurts! Can you feel anything yet? Okay, I'll keep going.
The next day, the entire class gathers in the schoolyard to watch the fight. Miss Simeon finds out but refuses to stop it until she finishes her coffee break. Like, what kind of teacher does that? Tina starts chasing Gumball through the entire school. He tries to get help from Mr. Small, but Mr. Small is still terrified of Tina and runs back into his office, making Gumball crash into the door. That night, Gumball comes home with a black eye. Nicole finds out and immediately drives to the junkyard to confront Tina and her father. While Nicole fights Mr. Rex and destroys his entire home, Gumball and Tina talk it out and realize it was all just a misunderstanding. So what did Gumball do wrong? He caused chaos during school hours, disrupted classes, and technically fought on school property. That's at least another 2 weeks of detention. But Gumball's worst offense yet comes, and the best. Gumball is having a slow day at lunch when Carmen starts correcting all of his improper behavior. She criticizes everything he does, driving him so crazy that he ends up eating his lunch straight from the trash and choking on it. Throughout the day, Carmen keeps calling him out on his mannerisms, leaving Gumball at his breaking point. Eventually, Gumball snaps in the library and declares that he's tired of Carmen's constant wrong shaming and that he's gonna get even with her. His first attempt is on the public bus when he tries to defend Marvin from Carmen's ageist assumptions, but Carmen was just offering Marvin her seat, and Gumball's interference causes Marvin to trip and lose his dentures. Next, Gumball tries to correct Carmen's assumptions about chemistry in the school lab. He throws random chemicals into a beaker to prove innovation matters more than rules. The mixture creates a noxious fume that fills the lab and transforms Carmen into a horrific monster with multiple faces and dozens of eyes. While Gumball's having a celebratory dance, thinking he's a genius, he is actually just intoxicated from the fumes. Hazmat workers have to come in and restrain him. Fed up, Gumball has Darwin plug him into Rambler, so he can learn the martial arts of the social justice warrior. The next day, he uses his new skills to thrash Carmen around the school. Before Gumball can deliver the final blow, Carmen calmly tells him that disguising selfish desires as concern for others hurts legitimate causes. This makes his power disappear, and he loses. Left with no other option, Gumball decides to destroy Carmen's credibility by breaking into Principal Brown's office to search on dirt for her. What was supposed to be a stealthy entrance becomes a series of awkward hijinks, all caught on security cameras. Gumball finds Carmen's criminal record and tries to upload it to all his peers, but Darwin accidentally uploads the embarrassing security footage of them instead. So what did Gumball do wrong? Breaking and entering, creating hazardous substances that turned a student into a monster, getting intoxicated in the lab, and requiring a hazmat team. At this point, Gumball should just go to jail for this many crimes. And speaking hazardous substances, in the episode, The Joy, Gumball literally spreads a hive mind virus throughout the entire school. One Monday morning, Richard gives Gumball and Darwin a wonder hug to cheer them up. This causes a giant rainbow mushroom explosion in their house. At school, Miss Simeon notices the boys being unusually happy and decides to investigate. In class, Gumball and Darwin are auto-tuned singing, and Gumball starts laughing hysterically before coughing up rainbow liquid. Miss Simeon rushes to Principal Brown and warns him about an outbreak of joy. He doesn't believe her, so she takes his camcorder to document it. At the school clinic, she isolates Gumball and Darwin in quarantine. The boys start coughing and laughing violently until their hearts suddenly stop. Miss Simeon shows this to Principal Brown and the school nurse as proof, but when Brown opens the quarantine, Gumball and Darwin immediately attack and infect them both. Miss Simeon flees to her office and watches in horror as the infected spread the joy virus by hugging everyone else. She accidentally plays Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata on a cassette player, which breaks Principal Brown's infection. She realizes this is the cure and cautiously sneaks through the halls while avoiding the infected. She pretends to be infected herself, but blows her cover when she confronts Banana Joe for violating dress code. The infected chase her all over the school, but she reaches Principal Brown's office and locks herself in. She desperately waits for the cassette player to rewind, but it's too late. Gumball and Darwin, who are already in the office, attack her. Miss Simeon records her final moments as it slowly takes over her mind too. So let's break down Gumball's most heinous crimes. He cheated on tests, stole school property, aided in a prison break, shot a teacher with an arrow, assaulted Principal Brown multiple times, set off fire alarms, destroyed library shelves, harassed students, caused a detention room to explode, turned a student into a literal monster with illegal chemistry, broke into the principal's office, and spread a contagious biohazard virus throughout the entire school. Adding it all up, Gumball is looking at a minimum of 328 days in detention. That's 7,872 hours of detention, but it could be as high as 10,067 hours in detention. At that point, he might as well just move into the school permanent. But if you enjoyed this video, you at least somewhat enjoyed it, so why not click this video next?